guys, I hope you're doing well today. My daughter just woke up screaming from her nap. Sometimes it's not easy to keep up with these videos. I honestly can only record during her nap time, and it's sometimes quite challenging. Anyways, today we're doing the tag video, and I'm talking about one thing or several things that I hate about my handbags. And I think it's only fair to talk about handbags that I've actually used a little bit, or it could be a first impression thing if you like, but I feel like there are 5 handbags that I want to talk to you guys about now, and then I will try to cover other bags in some other videos as well. So anyways, in no particular order, I will just show you the bags that I want to talk about. The very first one is this beautiful Chanel walk. And if you follow my channel, you probably know this is my very first Chanel piece that I had in my collection. I was too overwhelmed by how much they were, and this is like about 2-3 years ago. The price was already, pretty high, and decided to go with the most popular SLG at the time versus a real bag, because a real bag at the time, I think that the lowest it would be like 4K Canadian plus tax, and that was just way too much. So anyways, I did a lot of research, and based on the sales stage recommendation, this was a good starting entry piece, and it was, and I really loved it. I used it a ton, to be honest, when I first got it, and the chain, it's so beautiful on this bag. The craftsmanship, it's just really cute. I've got comments to say the quilts on my walk is really flat. I personally don't have any issue with that, because it kind of keep it more like, it maintains the shape better because of it, because as you know, like Chanel quilts, they do flatten or dimples over time. So because of the flatness to start with, it still looks pristine and brand new. There are some fine hairline scratches on the hardware, but the corners are in perfect shape. Anyways, we should talk about the one thing I don't like. So overall, I have nothing bad to say, except the chain length is just way too long. I just think even as a crossbody, you guys can tell it's way too low where my hip is. So I think that's the one thing I dislike about this piece is the chain strap length. And I think our preference or our fashion sense kind of evolves as the trend evolves, right? So you kind of like things because everyone start to like something, like you can't help it but be influenced by some of those things. And I think right now, because the trend is all more of a high, you wear a lot of the mini bag, especially smaller bags, higher. Even people started wearing like belt bags on their body higher, like it's just a thing. I do think when you're wearing your handbags a little high, it does give you a better ratio to your entire body. So because of that reason, I actually haven't really reached for this for a while now. And of course, the easy way to fix that is just to loop around the flap one time, and then I think this length would be quite good. It makes a lot of sense. The only problem then it is like, you have to make sure it doesn't fall out when you're opening the flap. It could kind of cause some damage to the edge of your flap over time if you do this very frequently. So there is pros and cons to this, I guess. So my main issue with the walk is the strap length. My second, really kind of more of a minor thing, and this is an issue with all wallet on chain type of bag, is that you obviously have to, it's a hassle, it's kind of a pain to switch out that. So my battery ran out when I was just talking about the walk. So like I said, the main thing is the strap length. The second thing that bothers me a little bit is the fact that it's wallet on chain. So this flaw would really, not a flaw, but it's the one thing that bothers me a bit is, for any wallet on chain type of bag, you have to empty out the content of your wallet or card holder and then put them all in here. And then if you want to switch around to another handbag, then you have to take it out. So it's quite a bit of a hassle to do that. Nowadays, people tend to carry very little, right? A lot of people don't have a full-size wallet anymore, it's just cards. So in that case, we would be able to hold your slim card holder in here. You don't have to do that, but if you have more cards or things that you have to transfer in and out of the bag, this is another hassle that I have with this bag. Another one thing that doesn't really bother me, but I do hear a lot of other people talk about it, is the fact that this older closure, you do sort of have to aim it so it kind of closes it properly. My bag, honestly, that's not an issue at all. I just press on the logo and it fits in like perfectly every time. So I have no, that's not really an issue that bothers me personally. And then the other thing is this zipper closure, which caused a dent over here. And they've also switched that out. They've switched out these leather tabs to those magnetic, middle tabs, zipper tags for the newer version as well. So I think those are great changes, but I actually honestly don't know whether the new metal one still causes dent or not. I would think it still would do that. I don't see why it wouldn't, but if you have that, you can comment down below and let me know. I'll be curious to find out. Regardless, I think this is such a great starter piece for any Chanel fans. I think it's fairly classic. I think this silhouette will be around forever. It's very elegant. I have carried this for weddings. I've carried this for travel. Anyways, and because it's a caviar leather, I have no issue with, don't have to baby it. So great piece. Okay. My second one I want to talk about, and I haven't brought this bag out for some time now, is the Dionysus bag. It's such a beautiful bag, and it has this beautiful classic Gucci monogram canvas, and in this tan taupe suede leather combination, and it's just such a classic and neutral bag for like that goes well with a lot of different outfits. The bag itself, it's actually quite spacious. It's in this small size. I have the dust bag inside, but I think it's actually a really good size for my frame. I really like it. I have to be honest, I have not used this bag for some time now, and the main issue that I have this bag is this chain is freaking heavy. Like, it's so heavy that it causes the bag to not be balanced. If the bag is empty, it kind of like pulls the bag in one way or the other. It's just a really heavy chain. This is empty, and then it's like with the chain itself, I feel like it's gonna hurt my shoulder, like even just carrying it empty. If you start filling it with stuff, it's gonna be really heavy to carry, and it'll probably hurt your shoulder. So I personally think it's probably a little bit better as a double chain like this. And again, it's similar. I do find the straplines to be quite long to be used as a crossbody, but I think it's perfect like this. Yeah, it's kind of like it's even kind of long as a double chain shoulder bag, as you can tell. But other than that, I really like this bag. I just find the chain to be super heavy, but at the same time, I think it also means that it's real metal. It does make the bag feels a little bit more substantial, I guess, better quality when it is a larger, chunkier metal chain. Like if it's too flimsy and light, you might think it's a counterfeit. I think that's all that I have issue with. My other thing with this bag is they do technically have a front pocket right here, but because the flap is so like hard to maneuver, I don't really feel like this front pocket is that useful or user-friendly. But overall, really pretty classic, easy bag. Okay, my third one, which is my current favorite piece in my collection, and no surprise to any of you, is this beautiful Chanel 19. So I'll just take out the strap in here. This bag, honestly, I don't have much negative to say about it, but, well, there are a few things, but I don't think they are, I will just talk about the one thing that bothers me, then I'll talk about other things that other YouTuber has mentioned. The one thing is the strap is really squeaky. So I've already used it for a while now, and it still squeaks every time I wear it. So it's like, I don't know if you guys can hear, I think it's pretty loud. Like it just squeaks. Doesn't matter how you use it. Online, I've seen people to say to use like leather conditioner on it, and then that will avoid it. I'm not sure how I feel about that, just because then you will get the leather conditioner on the hardware as well. I don't know if that'll cause it to tarnish. I'm just a little hesitant. If you have done it, maybe you can let me know. And is there a specific way that you have to apply it? I wasn't sure. I wasn't gonna just like, I almost tempted to just like use a cloth and put it all over the chain, but I didn't do it just because I wasn't sure if it's gonna cause any damage to the chain itself, or like I just wasn't sure about that. So the squeakiness does bother me a little bit. I just feel like I don't know how long before it will go away. See, even just like me playing, it's like really, really squeaky. And then the other thing is that the chain does twist. I initially thought it wouldn't be a problem, but after I've used it for a while, it does twist quite a bit, which is a little annoying. Like, you do have to figure out how to twist it back, and sometimes it just doesn't sit. Like, I'm trying to make it sit flat on the edge. On one side, it just wouldn't sit flat properly sometimes, and then you have to figure out the, see, like now it's twisted, and I'm not really sure to untwist it. I think it's this way. You would think the shoulder strap would help with the twisting, but sometimes, no matter what it is, it still kind of twists. See, that's still not flat. Maybe one more round. Yeah. No, it's, yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but the strap does twist, and sometimes it's a bit annoying to figure out the proper way to untwist it. This is how it's supposed to be. Overall, I think mine is not too bad. I've seen some that just tend to twist a lot. They even have one that's made with a default on the strap. It was just like twisted when it came out of the shop. So those are even worse. But anyways, this overall, again, like I said, minor issue. I love the strap length. Those are all good. The other one is obviously it is a kind of a slouchy bag. So I think you are pretty much guaranteed to have an insert for this bag to maintain its shape. So my other one thing, and if you do have a Chanel 19, please do comment below to tell me how you guys store these bags. Because if I feel like even with the insert, and then if I put on the table like this, would it sag over time and kind of fold the bottom, or should I be hanging it? Like, if you guys have this bag, please let me know how you are storing them. Should I lay it flat? I'm not too sure exactly. Right now I have the insert in and I just like put it flat on the table. But I do feel like over time, with the weight like falls on itself and cause like the bottom to sag more. Anyways, love to hear your thoughts, but those are my minor complaints about this bag because I do love it. Okay, that's the third one. And then my next one is also one I haven't talked about for a while. And this bag, honestly, I struggle to find flaws about this bag because I just really love it. It's very understated. Just have the Loewe logo at the corner here. It's so well made. The leather is perfect. The zipper, it's great. It doesn't have any problem. It does have this flap over the zipper, which it's a little tricky to work with at first. I do find like it does block your access to the inside. My hand is pretty small, so it's actually for me not huge issue, but I think that could be an annoyance for some people. But I think that's just part of the look, right, for the bag. So I do think, and some people just leave the zipper open because, you know, if you think the flap is already secure enough. My problem with this bag, in it's particular to this mini size, is the strap. The strap is just too narrow. Like, honestly, it's a really nice piece of leather, but it's so thin. And not only that, the strap is like the strap clasp is not flexible, so you can't rotate. So if you put it on twisted, then it's twisted. Like, it can't be untwisted if you didn't put it on right. So that's the one thing that really bothers me. And because the fact it's so thin, it just, I don't know, it doesn't make the bag as, I think I always prefer a wider strap regardless. And it's not adjustable, so it's one like very simple basic strap. To my mind, for a bag of this value, of this kind of price, I do expect, you know, a little bit more design or craftsman into it. I think nowadays it's pretty good given that you make it adjustable. Like, why would it be a non-adjustable? And then people have to figure out the like 5 million different ways to make a knot so that the strap can be adjusted. Like, I've knotted for a while and the strap is all wrinkly now. I'm like, you know, I just feel like for the price that you're paying on these bags, the strap really should be made better. So I think I could even just like go online and find a similar shade of leather and buy a strap online that's adjustable. But again, I just feel like it's definitely something that they can consider to improve the design given the price of these bags. Like, honestly, it's insane. This bag was hitting like 3K now. Like, that's ridiculous for a bag of this size. So, you know, they could provide better strap. Okay. And last but not least is the beautiful Coco handle. And this bag again is just like, it's great because it's in the caviar leather. It's like grained leather and it's in this brushed gold hardware. It has a top handle, like no concern whatsoever. I've heard some scary stories where the handle is like falling off, or anyways, like there is some manufacturing issue with some of the handles, but luckily mine seemed to be holding pretty well. Again, I didn't use this bag a ton at all. I've maybe used it only a few times. But the one thing that does bother me, and I think it's the same thing that bothers a lot of people, is this handle does dig into you. Okay, like it's right here. And it's right here when I'm like just wearing it without doing anything. And if you have to open this top, you can see how this handle is just right in the way. And then if you push it too much, I feel like you're gonna break the handle. So you really have to lift it up and then kind of like go through it this way, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it is annoyance, I think, for some people. And obviously the strap is not adjustable. So it's not like you can actually make it lower or higher depending on your height or your, position of your parts. But definitely something that bothers a lot of people, including myself. And that's why I rarely would use it cross-body, and I think a lot of people don't really use it cross-body either. You would either hold it on your hand, which is very pretty and elegant, or you would put it on one shoulder, like so. But I think it's great as a Chanel top handle bag. It does capture a lot of the classic element. It's quilted, it has a CC turn lock. It's quite spacious for what it is. This is the old mini size and it does hold quite a bit. It's probably my biggest mini size. I think it's definitely more of a small size bag versus a mini size. It has also the classic Mona Lisa back pocket, so it just captures a lot of the beautiful classic element of a Chanel bag, but it gives you this added structured top handle as a additional, being versatile piece, additional way of holding the bag. So I think it's really cool. The strap is also detachable, so that's another great thing about it, I think. But overall, I just think, the handle part, the way that they design it, it is a bit weird. Like, I'm not sure, maybe it's just not meant to be a crossbody bag, but it does dig into your body. I mean, even if you wear it on one shoulder, it still is kind of weird, awkward, because it's so Jurid. It's a very rigid handle. So I think that's what it is. But I also think I might not like it if it's not a rigid handle. But it's hard to please everything. But it has a feet, which is great too. Another thing I've heard other people complain is they don't like a shoulder strap on these straps. I don't mind it. I actually think it's a nice addition to the strap. But yeah, that is all for today. And like I said, I've only been able to, because I don't want the video to be overly long, so I've only covered 5 bags. But if you do enjoy the video, let me know, and I'm happy to talk about other bags as well. And if you have a particular bag that you would like to know about, please let me know down below. Thank you. Bye.